Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I am honestly super excited because I get to sit down and have a raw, real, honest conversation about how to set goals and just be transparent about failures and success. We see on social media things that are so simplistic, right? We think, oh, this is so easy, but why can't I attain this? And when you actually take all of these things that you see on social media and apply it to yourself, you realize how hard it really is. What did Drake say? Started from the bottom, now we here. Okay, everybody starts somewhere. Low, beginner level. We just have to build on that. And so that's what we're gonna get into. Drum roll. Well, I think the question that everybody wants to know is, what do you desire to be better at and what do you desire to change? When you think of New Year resolutions, when you think of I desire this, I want this is the end goal, it's simple in nature. You could say I want to lose 10 pounds, right? That's a very specific, instead of just saying I want to lose weight. When is it enough? What are your metrics? What is kind of a situation where you are like, I just want to look good for this wedding that I have coming up. I really don't care about changing your whole lifestyle and being consistent from then on. But what is really the intention behind this goal? So I know you're probably like, okay, Amy, that's a lot. Let's make it, instead of like taking that big bite, just take a smaller bite, chew on it a little bit, okay? The food's not going anywhere. It can be so overwhelming. I see so many things online and you're like, I really want to be that girl in 2025. It will feel that initial excitement and that almost that like adrenaline, that high of like New Year's, and we can't set realistic and attainable goals based on that adrenaline and that initial excitement. Once we get past that, we realize how hard you actually have to work to get to this. And I think a lot of the times we'll get frustrated, we'll get impatient. Me too, okay? I want fitness and health results like this. Everybody does. We want instant gratification, we want instant results. But the reality of it, it takes a lot of work, a lot of patience, a lot of intentionality. There's a lot of things that people really don't want to hear, okay? Because the truth hurts. It hurts my heart too, okay? You're not the only one. It's good. So much. I just want to be raw, honest, and real with you guys, okay? Part of success is failure. Part of this process is hard work. Do attain it, or once you do feel satisfied, there's just this amazing feeling. You feel so proud of yourself. You're just so grateful for this journey that got you there once you taste a little bit of those results. So I'm telling you, it's worth it. If you want to be better in whatever area of your life, I'm telling you, even though it sucks and there's trials and you have to persevere and there's crazy situations coming your way, the end results and just the, oh gosh, guys, I got a text message and my mind just went blank because somebody keeps texting me and I see it on my phone. I'm so sorry, guys. These are the bloopers. Ooh, I have my notebook here. I just use simple notebook and I brain dump. What do you desire to be better at, or what do you desire to change? And so when you evaluate yourself, when you sit down, you think about how can you be better and what areas of opportunity do you have. You're not going to be able to change anything unless you desire to, and could be bad at something but not desire to make any change. I heard a quote the other day, man. I'm sorry, I don't know who said this, but I heard it on social media. So I don't want to get this wrong. It was like, what you don't change, you accept. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. I'm so sorry if that's wrong. But basically, I'll just say what the intention of the quote was. Whatever you are accepting, whatever you're choosing, you're okay with that. You just don't want to be better at it. You don't want to change. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Okay, that's the song. But at the end of the day, it's either want to change it or you don't. Okay, if you have the desire, that's a start. You're going to be successful. It's going to be hard. You might fail a few times. You might fall short a few times. But that's where perseverance, that will yield results eventually. But if you don't have the desire to change, it's just not gonna happen. Share with you guys steps that have worked for me. Where do I start? How do I identify my goals? This is how. It's so simplistic and very individualized, but there's complexity when it comes to the plan of action actually following through. Again, the hard work ethic. The hard work part is where it gets most people after that initial excitement faded away. So step one, brain dump. And you're like, okay, what am I brain dumping? Just frustrated that you're in the situation. You're frustrated at this habit. You can also evaluate your whole year. Evaluate from January 1st to December 31st of 2024. What are my weaknesses? What are my strengths? Where did I see success? Where did I see failure? Evaluate everything. Your lifestyle, your choices, who you are now. We make peace with our past selves, our mistakes, our shortcomings, all of that. We have grace and compassion towards that person that's no longer you. And you can also say, okay, this is what happened in 2024, and I want to do this better in 2025, or I want to make this change. Honestly, amazing things that come out from self-evaluation, from just sitting down and really thinking about everything. So do that, evaluate, brain dump. I'm going to say that's step one because those go hand in hand like two peas in a pod. Step two, think about where you are now. And step three is think about where you desire to be. Step two is like, okay, this is where I am currently, presently. Three is like, okay, where do I envision myself? What do I desire? Where do I desire to be? Step four is next, look at your current situation, make those changes, basically a plan of action. So step four is really evaluating all of these first three steps to create your plan of action. And that's where you're going to be like, okay, I know where I want to be. This is where I'm at. How do I take the little steps to get to the end result of where I desire to be? And I know that can be really overwhelming if you're like me and get overwhelmed easily. I understand. The way that you can kind of change your perspectives to help you feel more at ease and less overwhelmed is create a larger task, the bigger picture, and then a sub-task. Those subtasks, and it'll be more than one, it can be 2, 3, 5. These subtasks are going to be little baby steps where your check-ins, which we'll talk about in a little, are going to help you be accountable. You're going to feel that satisfaction of completing that or making progress without that overwhelming feeling of it, especially when it's a long-term goal. You know, you can kind of start to get a little discouraged when you don't see instant gratification, instant results, because as humans, that's just how we work. We want things now. We don't want to be patient. It's hard to be patient. It's hard to really be consistent and work hard towards things. It's possible, but it is harder. So those check-ins and those subtasks are going to give you that pat on the back to keep you going and knowing that you're on the right track and you're doing well and you are seeing these little results that are going to lead to obviously the bigger end result. Step 5 is apply those changes. So we want realistic, applicable changes. If we are not seeing progress in our plan of action, then step 5 is continuing to do trial and error until we kind of see those changes for the better, those results. And like, again, it'll be those subtasks. Doesn't mean that your end goal is over or you're somehow going to just complete it like that. But those applicable changes do need to reap tangible results. You need to be able to see, feel those results to know that it's working. Step 6, check-ins and progress tracking. Okay, so check-ins are really important. If you have not seen part 2, so series, there's 3 videos on YouTube. This is the third one. The second one, please go back and watch that because the end, I talk about goals, I talk about metrics, I talk about check-ins, I talk about all of that. I share my top 5 personal goals for 2025. And so if you have not seen that, check it out. If it's something new, if it's something you've never done before, 30 and 60-day check-ins are going to help you evaluate and do trial and error and change things as you go to see what's working and what's not working. And it's part of the patience part of understanding yourself, how you work, what works for you. It might not be what works for someone else. I wish that I could tell you, this is my personality, these are my strengths and weaknesses, do this and you'll see success, but that's not exactly how it works. We all have a different lifestyle, different schedules, and different intentions and all of the above. And so there's positive habits that you can have. But for example, I work better in the morning. My brain is just like, let's go. And I prefer to do things in the morning. If I study in the morning, I feel really good. If I study at night and I'm staying awake till 2 in the morning, I'm not going to retain a lot. My brain is so fatigued and tired and mentally done for the day. Obviously, I can see success, but it's not, I can see success by studying in the morning, and you could see success by studying at night. And honestly, maybe it takes you 2 hours to study. I need 4 because I learn different and I need to really break it down again in those subtasks, make it more chewable and digestible. So I think everyone, it's so individual, guys. This journey of life is very, very specific to you, but there's systems and resources and apps and so many things, especially that we now have so much. 7 is failure versus success. This isn't necessarily take action. The step is more like evaluate your failures and your successes and your check-ins your whole last year. When you brain dump, you're going to do the same thing. Evaluate your failures for 2024 and your successes for 2024. I started doing that, and so it's definitely eye-opening. Last step is long-term versus short-term goals. And so we really want to be honest with ourselves. And for me, my health and fitness journey was a lifestyle change. For the whole year of 2024, I did really great on my fat loss, and I made progress, you know, and to someone else that might not be fast enough, or they might want more intense results. There's different ways to train as well, and things like that. And so you need to know what you desire. I know, let's just say like the whole fitness goal, you just want to look good for a wedding that's in 3 months, 6 months. Right? But then after that, you really don't desire to make a lifestyle change. You don't want this to be consistent and permanent change. Okay, girl, that's cool. That's your decision to make. For me, it was like, I'm okay with slower results because this is a lifestyle change. Because this is something I want for the rest of my life until I go to heaven and I'm no longer on this earth. And so I think it's important to just understand, you know, how long term, right? If it's a lifestyle change for life, or if it's like, hey, by the end of this year, I need to do this, I need to be here. Those are the steps. I honestly hope this is helpful in some way, shape, or form. Honestly, to me, when I think of goal setting, it can be very intimidating. When I think of lifestyle changes, when I say I want to be better, or this is the Amy that I envision in the next couple of years, it's like at the end of the day, you have to be really content and satisfied with who you are. You know, when you look in the mirror, when you look around, it's like, who am I? And if you are content, if you are satisfied, if you feel grateful for the life that you live and where you are, that is so important, you know, because there's so many people that are going to have a different perspective and a different way of life, and you have to make that decision for yourself, what you want and what you desire out of life. We only have one life to live, you know, and we're not promised tomorrow. And so I appreciate so much the just community, people, and I'm so grateful for where I am and for another day of life. And I think gratitude is a great place to start. And to be thankful, you want to be content, but you don't want to be complacent. And those are 2 different things. You know, goal setting can be challenging, and you do have to set that time apart for those check-ins in your busy schedule and be honest with yourself about what's working. And also have grace, again, with yourself. If you missed a few days or a week, it's like, okay, how do I get back? How do I get back on track and still keep going? And so I hope this was encouraging. I want to thank Alarmy so much for sponsoring the series and for being such a great resource in helping me be accountable in my morning routine for AMers, because they are tough. And especially with the winter arc and just fighting the chilly mornings. But I'm so grateful for Alarmy, and I really believe in this app, and it's just so amazing. And so I'll post a link and I'll pin the comment here on this video. And if you haven't, please check out the second video where I also break down Alarmy and how I use it. And this is a 3-part series, so there's 3 videos. Check out the first and the second one. And hopefully it'll give you a little bit more perspective and insight into my goals. And like I said, I share my goals and I share a little bit more insight. So I would love to hear you guys' feedbacks. I post on Instagram every other day, if not every day. Direct message me. It's going to be on Instagram. And for 2025, I have some exciting things coming for this community. So I'm really excited to work on that and then share that with you guys. Can't say what yet,